Well, the Alleghany Journal has found Kimberly Halterman, the superintendent of the Alleghany Highlands Public School Division, and Fred Vaughan, director of human resources. And I know they're delighted to talk to the pesky journal today. Actually, the purpose of this piece is for the public to more clearly understand how is discipline handled in the school division. And Fred, you traditionally had a strong role in this regard. Can you tell the public, we don't have to go on for 10 minutes here, but basically, how does the process start, and then what is the role of the school board in all of this?
Okay, sure. Thank you, Jerry. Thanks for coming in and speaking with us. Discipline in and of itself for the school, the purpose of discipline, let me start there, is to ensure that we have a safe environment, a great learning environment for our students. I will tell you, our students do a great job. We have great students here in our division. Any kind of disciplinary action the school division may take, the purpose is to address that misbehavior and encourage that misbehavior not to occur again. That's ultimately the purpose of discipline. If, in fact, a administrator or administration of school receives a discipline referral, that will initiate an investigation and into the incident in question, and the administration will certainly interview the students, give that student the opportunity to discuss whatever the incident may be, interview other individuals, and complete an investigation and determine what is the most appropriate disciplinary action. Schools have a wide array of sanctions, anything from in-school suspensions to counselings to mediations, all the way up to and including an expulsion from school, which is really very, very rare. Nonetheless, through the process, the school administration and over a period of time have created a matrix or a chart of discipline to allow the students and the parents and then the administration themselves to consistently administer disciplinary sanctions, and you can find these online with each of the school's handbooks. There are a few cases that, let me start with that, finish up with the school level. The school administration has the authority and the option to suspend a student potentially for up to 10 days from school. That's a maximum suspension that a school level administration can administer. If there is a recommendation for anything beyond a 10-day suspension, which would be called long-term suspension, or an expulsion from school, they're referred to the school board office hearing officer, the school division hearing officer. That is my role by assignment through the superintendent and the school board. That I serve in that role. So there are certain cases that will be sent or referred to my office for a longer term disciplinary consideration. I hear those cases periodically over the course of the year. In my role, I can lessen the original disciplinary action. I can extend it. I can leave it as is. There's, again, quite a few options that are available. Parents can always appeal my decisions beyond 10 days. And then the final step of any disciplinary action would be referral to the school board. These are rare and really significant cases that will go to a school board, which is a consideration of a expulsion from school, which is a removal from school for 365 days. Just doesn't happen very often, but that is the final step that's associated with that discipline process. So that's a kind of a thumbnail outline of our process.
Well, that was certainly thorough. And Superintendent Halterman, anytime, and it's rare in Virginia when a school division combines, there may be concerns about confidentiality with respect to discipline. And then again, you have the differences between two former school divisions. So we realize it's a sensitive topic. And, how does school division gone about making sure that it's clear that all students are basically treated the same?
Jerry, that's a great question, and I think a really important topic, and something that we're just proud of our team for doing. Melinda and I have been very, very pleased all the different ways our administrative staff and the rest of our staff as well have engaged in conversations to make sure everyone is on the same page about the procedural things that Fred was just discussing. The differences between the historic Alleghany County schools and the historic Covington City schools were relatively minor on this point, which is something that's allowed us to come together well, but it's also important that we spent time getting on the same page, making sure that we're consistent in our application of a discipline matrix, of handbooks, of rules, policies, procedures, those kinds of things. So we're always having a conversation with our staff about those matters as needed, but we just got to tell you, we're really proud of people for working together, making sure the communication is clear, and helping make sure we have good outcomes for students. We understand that for any family, a discipline referral is maybe not the call they want to get. We understand that. But as kids grow and learn, sometimes those things happen, and we're proud of our team for supporting the kids with whatever it is they need.
And so what disciplinary questions end up with the school board having to make some kind of a final determination? All of them, or just a very few of them?
I'll go ahead and answer that. Very few end up with the school board in and of themselves. Typical examples would be high-level weapons or drugs violations, repeat chronic disciplinary cases, but there's really just a handful that actually end up at the school board. I do brief the school board on our disciplinary cases as part of our executive session. That is part of our executive session. So they have the opportunity to hear about some disciplinary cases that don't actually reach their level.
And Madam Superintendent, as a rule of thumb, if a parent has a question about a disciplinary item, where should they start?
Well, there are really two resources that are hopefully very, very helpful to parents. The first is many of those type of questions can be answered by the principal at the school, and the principal will be the most knowledgeable person because he or she will know the most about the disciplinary investigation. And that's by design, actually, Jerry. We do that to help make sure that our students' rights are very protected. So we want to make sure that they've had opportunity to share their perceptions and their information about any situation that might occur. Another option is to call Fred in our office. Fred has excellent expertise on all the different procedures that are used across the school division, and he can be a really nice source of information for parents. In general, Melinda and I may not be very familiar with particularly a lower level incident, and that's also by design. That is so that we can be an additional due process step if that is necessary. So that's why we don't automatically know every single incident in the school division.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry.